Okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Austin, and this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm gonna kind of just do like a vlog type thing with this one. It's already Thursday, and I just have been so all over the place. I haven't had a chance to do a video yet, so this is one I kind of thought I might do in a normal style, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna kind of go with this. So I want to talk about kind of what I've been doing, how I'm surviving quarantine, that kind of thing. It's currently about 7 o'clock in the morning. Kind of get you to see my little daily routine a little bit here while I talk about what I've been up to, how I'm surviving all of this that's going on with staying at home most of the time, which for the most part's been good. I like it. I'm a homebody. So let's get into it. So I got my breakfast cooking, going to be some toast this morning. Most mornings I just do cereal, but I like to shake it up once in a while. I've been watching a bunch of movies, bunch of shows. Every night blends together. I get off of work and we're like, well, what are we gonna do tonight? Well, we're probably gonna eat some food. We're probably gonna watch something. We might play a game here or there. For the most part, we're watching stuff. I've been showing my wife a few new movies that she not normally would have checked out, and I've been surprised that she's liked them. Been going through the Terminator movies, which is cool. So I showed her the first two Terminators. She liked them. I've been wanting to watch them because I want to catch up on the Terminator to watch the new Dark Fate. I've heard overall mixed stuff about it, but overall I heard decent stuff on it. So I still want to see it because I love the Terminator world and everything with that. One of the shows we got most into over the past few weeks is Ozark, the Netflix one. When the new season came out, we were like, okay, let's check this show out. Because I listen to some movie podcasts, specifically Real Blend and Sean Chandler podcast, That's My Toast. And they're pretty good. And they said some good stuff. And specifically one of the guys on the Real Blend podcast said some good stuff about it. It's almost done. I've heard it described as like a backwoods kind of Breaking Bad sometimes, and after seeing it now, I feel like that's a pretty apt description. It's insane stuff. I was gonna say it's a lot of fun. It's fun, but it's not, because you're stressed out the whole time because you're like, what the heck is gonna happen next? What are they possibly gonna do to get out of this one? But that's been incredibly exciting. We got through all 3 seasons of that show in like 2 weeks, I think. Not even, maybe. What I've been doing lately to ensure maximum toastiness and deliciousness is I take the toast out when it's kind of where I'd like it, put the butter on because it's out of the fridge, so it's not going to melt well, and then I re-toast it again to melt the butter just enough to put the cinnamon on. I think it works good. I like it. I've never burnt it so far yet. So we binged through Tiger King. We watched like the first episode and thought it was kind of weird, which it very much is. The whole show is. But I've heard also this one described like it's like a train wreck. You just can't look away. It's all so insane, so crazy, everything that's happening. You just have to look. So we got through that in just a couple days. That was crazy. I've been recommending that to people. That's my dog. He wants to go outside. We've also been using this time to catch up on a bunch of 2019 movies. We watched the Lego Movie, the second part. I liked it. Okay, definitely not as good as the first one. I also watched Pet Sematary, which I thought was okay. That one's on Amazon Prime right now. I love orange juice. Some ones that I really enjoyed lately, I watched Fighting with My Family, which is also on Prime right now. I'm not sure if it's on Hulu too, but it's definitely on Prime. That's one that came out in January or February of last year. And I think it kind of fell between the cracks since it came out early in the year, and in a year full of such great movies. Last year was incredible for movies. I've beaten that like a dead horse, but Fighting with My Family was really good. I definitely recommend that one. That's a good family drama to check out if you're looking for something for the whole family. I highly recommend that one. Just this past weekend, my wife and I, we had a Rogo for rent one, get one at Redbox. We got Richard Jewell and Little Women. Richard Jewell's pretty good. I was hesitant to go into it because I heard a few mixed things on it, and I know it's kind of a sad story of all this horrible stuff that happened to this guy. But he's an inspiration. The guy who played him, I don't know the actor's name, did excellent. The movie is very inspirational. His character is very inspiring. And even though all these terrible things happened to him, you can't help but just love how he's responding to everything. He kind of is pushover at first, but as soon as he starts standing up for himself, you're like, yes, this guy is incredible. With that rent one, get one, we got Little Women. Little Women shook up my top 10 of 2019 list. Again, it's like the third time this list has been shook up now. My dog is playing with a piece of bread I gave him. I almost gave this movie 5 stars. I ended up settling on 4.5, but it was really, really close. And that's out of 5, not out of 10. I could have watched a 6-hour version of this movie. That's how good it is. The script is incredible. The writing is very, very good. The characters are very authentic. All the acting is very well done. That's another one. Florence Pugh was in Fighting with My Family. She was also with this. She's also in Midsommar. I haven't seen Midsommar yet, but she's one of my favorite up-and-coming actors. I've been interested in what she's gonna do since I saw her in Outlaw King a couple of years ago with Chris Pine, but she's excellent in this movie. Everyone is excellent. Neither my wife or I did know that Emma Watson was in this movie from Harry Potter movies. She's great. And Saoirse Ronan, I believe how you pronounce her name, she does a great job in the lead of this movie. I do want to see Greta Gerwig's other movie, Lady Bird. I believe it's on Prime right now. I've just not gotten around to it, but I don't care what kind of movies you're into. You know me. I am mostly like an action, sci-fi, thriller kind of guy, and I was enthralled every minute of this movie. I could have watched a 6-hour version of this movie. That's how good it is. The movie ended, and my wife and I were mostly sad that it ended. We were just like, we gotta buy this. This is good. So as soon as we can, we're gonna go out and buy it. We loved it. We want to show it to everyone. If you've not had a chance to see Little Women yet, definitely check that one out. I think it knocked out Zombieland. I wanted Zombieland to stay in my top 10 for the 2019, but I couldn't because I just adored this movie so much. So Little Women took the 10th place in my top 10 movies of the past year. So that alone should give you reason to check it out. For some reason, it's fall again. We have a frost outside. I mowed the lawn yesterday in sweatpants and a sweatshirt, even though I've already mowed in like a tank top and shorts this spring, but I guess it's fall again. We're getting some frost stuff. It's been like 50s during the day and then dropping down to like 20 somethings at night. It's a beautiful sunny morning. If it was warmer, I would eat breakfast out here. We've had the opportunity also to check out a new 2020 movie. It stinks we didn't get to see it in the theater, but nonetheless, it was good and it was enjoyable. We got to see the new Disney Onward movie. It has been out for a little bit in theaters, but people barely got a chance to see it, and then they dropped it on Disney Plus. and I really liked this movie. As you know, I'm a big fantasy guy, so it was really cool to see what Disney did with some fantasy stuff, and I really liked the story. The characters of the two brothers, Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, have really good chemistry together. And I don't want to spoil the story here because it's pretty accessible, so most people will probably check it out. But it had a really good story about being a good brother and all that kind of stuff. And that really hit me in the feels as an older brother myself, as you know. So that was really good. I liked it a lot. My wife didn't care for it quite as much. She said she liked Coco better. She still thinks Coco's the best Pixar movie. I don't know where I would rank it, but I really liked it. I liked it a lot. This has been my home office. I took my wife's makeup and craft table, converted it into my desk. She wasn't thrilled, but gotta work somewhere. So it's worked out pretty good. Outside of movies, I've been into some games and I started reading again, which is impressive for me because I'm not much of a reader. I've been playing my Switch a lot lately. A lot. I picked up on sale the Trine collection, which is a collection of 4 games. So Trine 1, 2, 3, 4. And the new one just came out not too long ago, and it's kind of like a 2.5D platformer, which interested me. All 4 games were on sale for like $20, and I was like, well, this will keep me occupied. So that's been keeping me occupied for sure. I finished the first game, getting ready to start second one. I've put it off for a couple days because my wife got her own Switch for her birthday because I was tired of her using mine. And she got into Stardew Valley a lot, which got me back into Stardew Valley. Prior to quarantine, I had about 40 hours in the game and had just finished my first year. As of now, I'm up to 95 hours or so in the game, and I'm in my 3rd year. So I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley over the past few weeks, month now. Crazy to think about, it's been a month. I saw one thing a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago that said like, today 1 month ago was when Bong Joon-ho won his Academy Awards, and I'm like, it's only been a month? So a lot has happened in this past month. But gaming-wise, that's what I've been doing. I also, not too long ago, got, obviously, the new Call of Duty on Black Friday and Overwatch. My wife got me that for Easter. My wife got me Overwatch for Valentine's Day. So I've been enjoying both of those outside of my Switch. And I mentioned I got back into reading. I am not much of a reader. I enjoy reading, but I'm a slow reader. So I don't read too often, and I don't read that many books. So when I do sit down and read something, it's a big deal. I'm working on writing a book of my own, or a short story. I haven't really decided yet. So that's that process has motivated me to get back into reading so that I can get more familiar with like different writing styles and stuff like that, and just, learn from the best, as they say. So I actually have them next to me. I started with getting back into Brizinger. Aragon is my favorite series, even though I haven't finished it. And these books are huge. They're like 400 to 800 pages each. I don't know why I just picked long books, but that's fantasy. It's what I'm into. I'm a little over halfway through the book, and this is a really good series if you've not checked it out. There was a movie that came out a long time. There was a movie that came out a while ago for the first one. It's not that great. I own it just because I like the stories of the books, and it gives me hope that maybe we'll get a good adaptation someday. Maybe I'll do like a recasting video sometime of that and how I would make it good. That'd be interesting during all of this. And so I started that, and I was already like halfway through it, so now I'm over halfway through it. Been reading that for a few days, and then I was like, well, I have a few hundred pages left in that book, but there's another book and a series of books that I am ashamed that I have not read. And you're going to think, how has he not read these? When I tell you, I have not read through the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which is blasphemy considering how big of a Lord of the Rings fan I am. I've seen the movies countless times, have plenty of other books and movie guides and devotionals and Middle-earth guides and atlases and all this stuff, but I've not read through the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I started the first book maybe 5 years ago, and as I mentioned, I am not a disciplined reader. So I've been about halfway through this book for years. And I'm finally almost done. So I'm gonna finish this one first. Then I'm gonna go finish Brisingar. And then I might read Inheritance, the last one in the Aragon series. I also have a C-3PO book written by Anthony Daniels that I got for Christmas that I'd like to read. That should be a pretty quick one, hopefully, because it's only like 200 or so pages. So we shall see. But yes, I've been getting into reading as well, which has been good. Now that I have the time to commit to it, I like it. We were watching TV last night and I was reading instead. And I am a very singular focused person. It's hard for me to focus on multiple things at a time. So it was a big deal that I was reading while the TV was on. Another thing I have been engrossing my life with is a YouTube channel called Chill Out Deer. If you've not heard of them, he makes, or she, I don't know who it is, I think it's someone in Europe somewhere, chill music. Each video is like an hour long. And it's kind of just like relaxing, techno-y beats kind of thing. And I've been addicted to this channel in quarantine. This channel has been helping me survive. Like all work days, anytime I'm just chilling doing something, this has been on. If you look on screen right now, I've watched so many of these videos, and a lot of them I've watched multiple times. So you can see the shows that I've watched them. It doesn't tell you how many times I've watched them. I've watched many of them many times. Repeats. I love this channel. So if that is not one you've seen and that kind of music sounds interesting to you, help you relax, chill during this time, check them out. They're incredible. I love them. Well, it's time for me to get to work, and I don't want to drag this out any longer than it needs to be because I'm not an experienced vlogger, so I don't want to bore anyone who doesn't care about this stuff that much. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, this look at kind of behind the scenes, what I've been up to the past few weeks, movie-wise, game-wise, reading-wise, and just a little peek into my life. I hope you are all doing well and surviving quarantine just as well, if not better than I have. And I look to seeing you in upcoming videos. I got some ideas for some cool stuff coming up. So hopefully I have the time to do it, and it should be fun once we get to it. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like it, share it with someone if you think they're gonna enjoy it, and I will see you when we resume normal content in the next video.